We quickly turn our focus to another special guest now who's joining us live. Father Alex Vadakumthala is joining us on the broadcast, Secretary General of the Kerala Catholic Church. Welcome. Thank you very much for speaking with us, sir. Can you explain why you are supporting the Waqf Amendment Bill?
Yeah, from the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India, the President, Cardinal Clemis, and Vice President Bishop Poli, and me as the Secretary General, we sent out a letter because there are some issues which are going against the Constitution and going against the justice, the social justice. That's the reason why it's not that we are against the Waqf this one. We are. There are certain issues that affects the people. There are certain issues that are against social justice. That's why we issued a letter and requested the members of the parliament to support the bill, particularly these issues, these clauses which have some nuances that goes against the basic fundamental human rights. That's the reason.
Father Alex, do you think better regulation can reduce land encroachment and also the many disputes that are also happening over the Waqf bill?
Yeah, see, our particular point was the people who are in Waipin, in Cherai, Munambam, and Palliparam, these areas. Why? Because they have been staying there since so many years. And this land was purchased from the Farouk College. Farouk College got this land as a gift property. So it was originally not a Waqf land. But now, all on a sudden, the Waqf board claims that the land belongs to them. That is the problem. And there are people of different religious persuasions, religious groups, and so on. For us, why the Kerala Catholic Bishops' Conference took a decision like this? Because we want the justice to be done to these people who otherwise, because they paid their money, they built their houses, and they have been staying there since last so many years. And all on a sudden, asking them to vacate the houses and leave that land away, that's not a justful claim from anyone. And that's the reason we said there should be amendments for these clauses.
Okay. Now, the fate of families in Munambam depends on the different amendments. Why are political parties then not supporting them openly?
Yes, because naturally each party has their own agenda, their own ideology, and so on. And they want to also, ultimately, they want to remain in power or they want to catch more seats. So naturally, they support the reason why they remain. That's the kind of basic thing. So political parties, they have their own limitations, perhaps. But at the same time, we should not have any regulation that goes against the Indian Constitution, which is an important document, a precious document for the people of India. We, the people of India, need such a document, and we have to upkeep its rules, and we have to upkeep so that the people, justice is done to the people.
What is your message then to those opposing the Waqf Amendment Bill? What would you tell them?
We would say study the JPC's recommendations, and also study the bill in proper, the original 1950, the bill which was there 1995, and then that has to be read and understood in the greatest scenario of our country, and it has to be understood in the light of the Constitution, where everyone has a right to the basic fundamental rights which the Constitution, the Indian Constitution uphold. has to be respected. But there are some clauses which go against these fundamental human rights.
All right, Father.
Okay. Okay, Father Alex, the government has said that the Waqf bill will also protect Waqf properties. Do you think that the government needs to reach out to people across the country to explain the bill further?
Naturally, the people have a right to know why the reason for the amendments and so on. And when there are clauses which goes against the basic values, that has to those clauses have to be amended, and it has to be explained to the people through the media. For example, when Waqf Tribunal says that their verdict is the final, there is no possibility for a further appeal. We have our high courts and supreme courts to review any judgment. So if the Waqf Tribunal takes a decision saying that this is the final decision, where will any citizen of our country whose rights are denied will go? So in fact, Waqf Article 52, subsection 4 has to be studied, and if that's according to that section, if one can't go for a further appeal, that would be difficult for a person to live in this country, because all of a sudden saying that this land belongs to, because of these reasons, us, and you have no right to stay, continue to stay there. Probably he must have purchased the land from his own sources, and all of a sudden it happens, means that would be where can they go? So they have to be protected. Each citizen of the country has to be protected, and the law of the land is for that. And if they also have a right for appeal. So here, if the Waqf Tribunal's judgment is the final, then where is the constitution? That's the reason why we need certain parts to be studied. I'm happy that some of the political parties have come up saying that yes, there are some clauses which are against human basic moral values and justice, so it has to be studied and amended.
Also, how do we keep vested interests outside to avoid creating tensions over the Waqf bill, Father Alex?
Yeah, there should not be kind of unnecessary, people should be given right information and proper, saying that this is ultimately for the betterment of the society, not for any, not to discourage or disappoint any community. It is ultimately for the benefit of each citizen of our country. So there should not be any anxiety or worry created due to this kind of discussions on the amendment. Rather, it is these clauses are amended for a better society, so that there is a peaceful, harmonious coexistence of every citizen of our country. And that's what the Constitution always recommends, and that's what we need to adhere to.
Father Alex Vadakumthala, thank you very much for joining us on NewsX, sharing your perspective, of course, on this story. Let me also get in some more breaking news coming in.